Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to look at the work of three thinkers whose ideas are so profound they might just change how you see, well, everything. We're talking about reality, consciousness, and even the nature of God.
Okay, so here's how we're going to break it all down. We'll start by poking a hole in reality as you know it, then explore the battle between mind and machine, find the ghost in everything, rethink God, and finally, bring it all back to the biggest question, what are you?
All right, first up, let's start with a big one. The solid world you see around you, it might not be nearly as solid as you think. You know, we trust our senses every single day. We see a chair, we sit in it. Simple. But what if that chair, what if this whole physical world is just an interface, a screen hiding something much, much deeper? Our guides on this journey are a pretty incredible trio. You've got Federico Faggin, the physicist who literally invented the microprocessor, the brain in all our computers. Then there's Bernardo Kastrup, a philosopher and computer scientist who used to work at CERN. And Chris Langan, a logician with a famously off-the-charts IQ. Now these guys come from totally different worlds, but they all landed on the exact same startling conclusion. Reality is not what it seems. So if the world isn't just a bunch of physical stuff, then what is it? Let's dig into two competing models that are, you'll see, strangely similar.
So here are the two big ideas. On one hand, Chris Langan says the universe is basically a giant self-aware computer. What we see, the physical world, that's just the display. The real action is in the processor, the deep logic running underneath it all. But then you have Bernardo Kastrup, who argues, nope, the universe is a universal mind, and all this physical stuff is just what that mind's thoughts look like from our limited point of view.
And Kastrup's quote here just nails it. Think of it like this. You're flying a plane. You don't actually see the wind or the engine's inner workings. You see gauges and dials on a dashboard. Kastrup is saying that matter is the dashboard. The gauges only light up when a conscious being is there to look at them. But the plane, the engine, the deeper reality, that's always there, whether anyone's looking or not. So if matter is just an interface, it begs a huge question, right? What about us? What about consciousness? Is it just some weird accident of brain chemistry, or could it actually be the whole point of the show? To get this, we really have to wrap our heads around something Federico Faggin talks about a lot: quantum information. Now, this is totally different from the data on your computer. You can copy a file 1,000,000 times, no problem. But quantum information, it's private, it's unique. The second you try to observe it, you actually change it. Kind of sounds a lot like your own private thoughts and feelings, right? You can't just copy-paste them into someone else's brain.
And this is where it gets really wild. According to Faggin, your awareness isn't just passively watching the universe. No, it's an active player. See, at the quantum level, everything exists as a giant wave of possibilities, a sea of maybes. And it's your act of conscious observation, your attention, that collapses that wave of possibilities into the one single reality that you actually experience. You're not just watching the movie, you're helping to direct it.
And get this idea that consciousness is fundamental doesn't just apply to us. Chris Langan takes this idea to its logical and, kind of weird conclusion. He says that everything, and he means everything, right down to the table you're sitting at, has a basic, rudimentary form of consciousness. He calls it an identity operator. It's not thinking about its day, but on some fundamental level, it's aware of its own existence. Okay, so if you start rewriting the rules of reality and consciousness, you can probably guess what's next. You inevitably have to completely rethink the idea of God. This leads both Langan and Kastrup to an idea called Panfentheism. It's a bit of a mouthful, but the basic concept is that God is in everything, but is also more than everything. Now, as you can see, they don't agree on all the details. For Langan, God is a personal, self-aware being, and the universe is contained within it. For Kastrup, God is the universal mind itself, and we're all just like individual ripples on a single, vast ocean of consciousness. So the most important thing to get here is this: you are not separate from this ultimate reality. God isn't some old man on a cloud watching from a distance. In these models, God is the operating system and the hardware. God is the ocean and every single wave. You're not just a character in the story, you are the story, experiencing itself from a single, unique perspective. And that, of course, brings all of this cosmic, mind-bending stuff right back home, to the most personal question of all. If the world is just a thought, and you're part of that thought, then what on earth are you? Federico Faggin gives us this really powerful way to think about it. He says, imagine you're flying a drone.
Your body, that's the drone. It's the vehicle you use to navigate this physical world, but your consciousness, you, are the operator, holding the controls. So when the drone crashes, when the body dies, the operator is fine. They're still there. They just don't have that specific drone to fly anymore.
So, let's wrap this all up. What does this make you? It means you're not just a passive observer, you're an active participant in creating reality. You're a unique ripple in a universal ocean of mind. You're an image of a greater intelligence, with real free will. When you get right down to it, you are the universe discovering itself through your eyes. And that leaves us with one last massive thought. If your consciousness isn't just a fluke, if it's actually a creative force, that changes everything. It means the next choice you make, the next thought you have, it's not just a fleeting thing, it's a genuine act of creation. So, what will you choose to create next?